Hey, what's up, side-by-side We Ride fans? Welcome back to another episode of the ultimate channel for side-by-side enthusiasts. Today, we're going to show you the highlights of the 2024 Progressive King of the Hammers UTV Championship race, the toughest off-road race on the planet. But before we get into the action, we want to give a big shout out to our awesome sponsors: Planet Side-by-Side, America's Oasis, and Graphics Guys Motorsports. They have everything you need to upgrade your side-by-side, from parts and accessories to lodging, graphics, and wraps. Make sure to check them out in the links below. The King of the Hammers is a legendary event that combines high-speed desert racing and technical rock crawling in the unforgiving terrain of Johnson Valley, California. It started in 2007 as a bet among friends and has grown into a week-long festival attracting tens of thousands of fans and racers from all over the world. The UTV class was added in 2009, and since then, it has become one of the most popular and competitive classes in the event. UTVs are smaller and lighter than other off-road vehicles, but they pack a lot of power and performance. They can reach speeds of over 100 miles per hour on the open desert and climb over huge boulders and steep hills in the rock sections. This year, the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship race took place on Thursday, February 1st, and it was a wild ride from start to finish. The race was delayed by an hour, but that didn't stop the excitement. Over 100 UTVs signed up for the race, and they qualified on Monday on a brutal 2.5-mile loop, starting in Hammertown on the short course, traversing around Means Butte down Resolution, with the choice of hitting backdoor or not, then back into town. The qualifying results determined the starting order for the main event on Thursday, regardless of the class. The race consisted of 2 laps, each with different checkpoints and obstacles. The first lap was mostly desert, with some rock trails like Turkey Claw and Chocolate Thunder. The second lap was mostly rock, with infamous trails like Jackhammer, Sledgehammer, and Outer Limits. The pole sitter for the race was Kyle Cheney, number 191, in a Can-Am Maverick R, who was the fastest qualifier in the Pro Mod class and overall. He got the jump in front of Ronnie Anderson, number 52, in a Polaris Razor Turbo R, who was the fastest qualifier in the open class. The third spot was taken by Cole Clark, number 913, in a custom one-seat Polaris Razor, who was the second fastest qualifier in the Pro Mod class. The fourth spot was taken by Nathan Parker, number 63, in a Can-Am Maverick R, who was the fastest qualifier in the Pro Stock Turbo class. The fifth spot was taken by Phil Blurton, number 944, in a Can-Am Maverick X3, who was the third fastest qualifier in the Pro Mod class. These were the top 5 UTVs in the starting order. However, the race was far from over. It was about 3 miles in when chaos began to take hold. Co-drivers frantically scrambling and fighting to get winches set, other drivers taking slightly different lines through the rocks in hopes of bypassing the impromptu traffic jam, and crowds of spectators cheering from high above. With a forecast for a healthy dose of rain and plenty of wind to go along with it, everyone did their best to bundle up into what warm clothing they could in futility against the elements. As the sun began to rise over the high desert, photographers prepared for the worst by covering their cameras in plastic bags, while spectators trickled out to the various lines, only to hear the news that the race start had been delayed by an hour. This year's course included a bypass option for the difficult backdoor section, with drivers required to face the task on only one of their 2 laps. Notably, the Can-Ams of Kyle Cheney, number 191, and Philip Blurton, number 944, decided to face the task on their first lap of the course, with both taking a more cautious approach than Cheney's now social media famous jump from backdoor in qualifying. The much more popular option as it played out was to take backdoor on the second lap, with the sole Polaris factory effort helmed by Brock Hager, number 1896, and co-driven by his Polaris factory co-dog, Max Eddy Jr., taking this approach to the race. As drivers split their strategies from this point, the field soon began to settle into a flowing pace. Rain may have dampened the soft areas of the course, but nature is a cruel beast. On the harder and more packed dirt and the seemingly endless number of rocks, it only made traction a scarce commodity. As drivers again struggled to get the grip necessary to scale the rocky surface of Chocolate Thunder, co-drivers could once again be seen scrambling around, looking like astronauts on an alien landscape in panicked attempts to get traction. As backmarkers were able to get tantalizingly close to some of the front runners that had issues scaling the large boulders, only a few key passes would come to fruition in front of the large crowd. While the crowd of spectators yelled out to the competitors below, the trail continued to stall into a massed wave of metal and accompanying clouds of dirt from efforts to climb. With chocolate thunder making up the tail end of this brutal course, both speed and efficiency in how the drivers got through this rocky hell was critical. This course was seemingly custom designed to break cars and drivers alike, with brutal obstacles at every turn. A true test of man and machine happened here, and there were plenty to witness despite the weather. Taking the overall victory as well as the Pro Mod UTV class, Kyle Cheney in his Can-Am Maverick R drove like a man on an absolute mission. Cheney's driving throughout the entire course was superb. Even as he had a pair of tire punctures affect his race, he didn't let it slow him down. As for his thoughts on the course, Cheney said, "Dave Cole made a crazy, awesome course for us this year. It's the longest rock lap we've ever done in the UTVs. It was challenging. Can-Am gave us the option to race the new Maverick R, and we came out here, tested a couple of times, and I really liked the car. So I decided to go with the R. CT Raceworks built an awesome car, and G-Force and Pete did great work on the suspension. I knew starting out front, that's going to be tough for anybody to get us." Coming in second was Philip Blurton, with a time of 4 hours and 57 seconds. And third place was claimed by Matt Zeiler, finishing in 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 25 seconds. In the Can-Am Open UTV class, the competition was fierce. Mitch Guthrie took the top spot, completing the course in 4 hours, 3 minutes, and 22 seconds. CJ Greaves followed closely behind in second place, with a time of 4 hours, 11 minutes, and 46 seconds. And Paul Wolf rounded out the top three, finishing in 4 hours, 38 minutes, and 50 seconds. In the Can-Am Pro Stock Turbo UTV class, the racers pushed their vehicles to the limit. Brock Hager came in first, with a time of 4 hours, 3 minutes, and 16 seconds. Nathan Parker took second place, finishing in 5 hours, 23 minutes, and 12 seconds. And Robbie Gordon claimed third place, with a time of 6 hours, 1 minute, and 9 seconds. And finally, in the Can-Am Sportsman Stock UTV class, the racers showed their skills. Zach Simic took first place, completing the course in 4 hours, 27 minutes, and 33 seconds. Benjamin Heiding claimed second place, with a time of 5 hours, 47 minutes, and 3 seconds. The 2024 King of Hammers UTV Championship race was an epic display of speed, skill, and endurance. It tested the limits of the drivers, the co-drivers, and the machines. It also showcased the amazing capabilities and diversity of the side-by-side. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Side by Side We Ride, and we'll see you at the next one.